Okay, this is a case study using Figma as a prototyping tool. My objective was to make a mobile app prototype for Falcon Heights Reggae. And this is an app that's dedicated to the reggae industry in my area. What I needed to do was find existing reggae events to populate my design, or to make them up, which is what I did. I'm not really into reggae music that much, so I don't know what's going on here. So I just made up some bands and some clubs that would play reggae music, some venues. And I called it the Falcon Heights Reggae, and I'm supposed to use a hedgehog as the logo, and that's kind of the little black thing here, right there. There's actually a dark purple, dark violet. That's a hedgehog, which actually kind of works the way that I designed it using Figma. It looks like dreadlocks or short dreads, so it kind of worked out. It matches. So here's the UI that I came up with, and these are all just imagery, and they're royalty-free imagery. And this is the home page that would feature what's going on today. You could tap on the link here, and it'll scroll to the weekend. And again, these are just made-up bands, made-up groups. And then there's newest, and I'm using micro animations and micro interactions as well. I could continue to tweak this all day. I can kind of get pretty geeky about this sort of thing when I get into a project like this. Let's see, the bottom nav works like such, and then this is the search page. There's a micro integration here with the search bar, like so, and then you go back to home. Now the main navigation is here, and it slides in and covers the whole screen, and it'll take us back to home. There's a sub menu here denoted by this icon, down icon, and then this will display basically what we've seen before initially, like today, this weekend there, or the newest, like so. And then or we can go to the search page from there. There's some redundancy there. I'm not quite sure how well this is showing up on camera here, but I've got some grayed out other links that haven't really been built out to the specifications of this case study. There would be a profile page and a sign up page, a login page, and all the corresponding sub pages and screens that would go along with signing in. You forgot your password, your profile information, etc., etc. News and updates would be possibly a good link or feature or page or pages to have for a reggae aficionado that would download or use this app, and then a contact us page or a help page on how to use the application. I'm also integrating some accessibility. Now I showed this this initial motif to my girlfriend, and she really, to her eyes, it really kind of hurt her eyes. She didn't like the colors that I used, and I've tested this out with other people, A, online, and B, and in person, and I'm getting different feedback and again, in opposition to what my girlfriend said. And the majority of people liked this motif, and they weren't bothered by it at all with the color scheme and whatnot. However, I'm a big champion of accessibility, so I went on ahead and I made in Figma two flows. And so what we have here is kind of the default color scheme here, and then we have a toggle contrast and themes here. at the bottom. So this will take us to the flow that has more of a simplified scheme that may be a little easier on the eyes. It's easier on her eyes as well. So again, it's the same sort of flow. Everything is more or less the same. The only difference is the color scheme here. So you know, light on dark, harder contrasts, so on and so forth. Okay, and again, all the functionality is still there. All the navigation is still there. So we go, and again, same links. Drop down still works here, and then I could go back and toggle the contrast, and it goes back to the original color scheme. All right, so I made up an artist here, and this is Ryoko Riddim with DJ Kingston Vybz. And on this card here that's being made, you have your key imagery. There's a date element. There's a like element and a share icon, element. There's a price element, and this card is actually a base or default component within Figma that I can toggle on and off, whether you show the date, whether you show the icons here, whether you show the price, or even the bottom, the top title of the venue here. Okay, like so. Hopefully my camera is zooming in properly or focusing properly. And so there's two elements here that are clickable. Well, actually there's three elements that are clickable. Okay, so first off, I have a micro interaction that allows you to show that that you've liked this particular artist or this particular event, and there would be a separate page that would be integrated within the navigation or in the menu to take under the profiles that would take you to the liked or a wish list page. That wasn't built out, but just to show you an example of how this how the micro interaction would work. Also on today, there's a small icon here. There's a chevron pointing down that is clickable, and this pulls up a modal of a date calendar. Again, I can see that that's kind of blurry. And this you could select, in theory, because it's a prototype, you could select the date and see upcoming events near you on this app. So we go back to this card for Ryoko Riddim, and what we're going to do is I can click on the title, and we come to the event details. Again, this is a card that has some of the elements, and some of the other elements have changed. Again, it's the same component, but using variants and using Boolean toggles on and off treatments within Figma, I'm able to customize how this card is displaying depending on the page or the interaction that's needed. There's a buy tickets button here. Again, there would be the same micro interaction here. And then we have an event overview. So basically the concept is, this is a reggae artist from Osaka, Japan, who brings soulful vocals and rhythmic beats. They'll have you moving all night long, so on and so forth. And what's happening here is the event overview. Then there's the when that will stop as you continue to scroll, so you can read the time and date. Then where it is, it's a made-up place with a made-up address, and then terms and conditions of the sale of purchase of the tickets and what to expect at the event. It's all made up. All right, and then so once the user views that and they want to go ahead and purchase the tickets, they can click buy and begin the checkout process or sequence. Okay, we're going to go back one, which would take us back here to the details page, or we can go to the search page, right? And see, we can close the search bar if we want to, and we can go ahead and click on, you could buy tickets from the event here, or you can go back to the events page to see Ryoko or the artist's information, and then click buy tickets. and then in theory you'd be able to toggle how many tickets you would buy, and the total would update based on how many tickets you're going to buy. And then you continue to the next screen, which is your attendee info. If they were already logged in, that would be self-populated. There is a micro interaction with the checkbox. You may not be able to see this, but there's a little check that appears. It toggles on and off when you tap it. Okay, and then you can continue, and then this is where you would fill out your information with your credit card info. And card number, expiration date, CVC number, which is a 3-digit number on the back of your credit or debit card. And then there's a little question icon. What is CVC? And that toggles a pop-up or a tooltip that lets you know. And it's using Greek text or lorem ipsum text that would just basically explain where to get that information to fill in that form field. And you can toggle that on and off like so. Okay, and then you go to continue, and there's a little animation. It's using an animated icon in the background, and it says we're on the confirmation page, and it says big up yourself, it's a mad thing, basically, you know, thanking you and get ready for some excitement because you purchased your ticket. A confirmation email has been sent, and see you there. And don't forget to share. And I've added Facebook, Twitter, or X icon, as well as Instagram. So, and then you could go back to home and, you know, search for another artist and buy another ticket for another date and time. So again, this is just kind of a brief overview using some components and some kind of some advanced techniques, some kind of complicated setups using the components within Figma and variants within Figma and micro interactions, as well as other animations. Again, the heart icon toggles on and off and does a little animation to let you know that you've liked the artist. So this artist is Skankadelic Sister with Island Queen. $25. I could like this, or I could share it. Alright, so we go back to today where we started. I'm going to show one thing before we start. We'll just restart it. What's happening is we have your opening animation, and for 7 seconds it'll go ahead and fade, but there's an animation in the background there. And there's a subtle animation. The background is doing a subtle animation that is a little hard to see, but it's there. And again, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but yeah. So this would be just a case study on, you know, using Figma to kind of play around.